In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the rear brake hoses on this BMW 550i. This is going to be attached to the rear calipers. Let's get into it. I'm going to remove the wheel, use a 17mm socket, take the lug bolts out. Before I take the last one out, I'm just going to hold the wheel on so it doesn't fall. Take that out, grab the wheel, and slide it off. Now I'm going to take a hood prop rod and just push on the brake pedal, have that up against the seat. This is just going to keep the valve closed in the master so none of the brake fluid starts dripping out while we have the line off. Now on the brake hose, there is this little rubber cover right here. You can just pry that down a little bit. Then take a 14mm wrench. Let's go on the hose down below. Get that on. And then an 11mm line wrench right here. And we'll just loosen this up. And you want to have a drain bucket underneath because you're going to lose a little bit of fluid. All right. There we go. You can see the line's not dripping, which is good. And at the caliper, I'm going to use a 14mm wrench. Loosen this up. Again, have a drain bucket underneath. And we'll take this off. There's the old line. On the old line, there is a washer right here. Take that off. There may be a rubber grommet as well. Take that off the old line. We're going to put that on the new one. Take the new hose. Get this started. Use a wrench, tighten this down. If you can get a torque wrench on there, you want to torque that to 14 foot-pounds. Take that washer, put that over the hose, and get this lined up with the brake line. And just get that started. You can get a torque wrench in here. You want to torque this to 11 foot-pounds. It's a little tricky. Do the best you can. That's good. Now I'm going to remove the hood prop on the brake pedal. Let that up. Under the hood, we're going to take this cover off right here. Use a 13mm socket. There's a wing nut right here. Just loosen that. Just about 90 degrees with a straight blade screwdriver. There's a little clip right here. Pop that up. Grab this, slide it out. That's where your cabin filter is. I'm using a T25 socket. Take this screw out. This weather strip. Pull that up out of the way. There's a little lock right here. We're just going to use a straight blade screwdriver. Get underneath the lock, right under that tab, and this whole thing slides forward. Using the 13mm socket, there's two wing nuts here, here. There's one more over here. There is another panel right here. Take that off and out of the way. And another wing nut back here. Grab the panel, slide it up, it comes out. And right here is where the master cylinder reservoir is. You can take a clean rag, just wipe off any of the dust, loosen up the cap. And you can top off the brake fluid right here. There is a max line on the side. Put the cover back on. Close it up. Now we're going to gravity bleed. I'm going to use a 9mm wrench. Take off the cap for the bleeder screw. Just pop that off with a drain bucket underneath. Open the bleeder screw. And we're just going to let that sit for a while until the starts dripping out. The fluid starts dripping out, just like that. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Now it's a nice steady flow. I don't see any more air bubbles. I'm going to close this up. Just snug that down, put the cap back on. Make sure the wire goes through there. And if the brake pedal doesn't feel soft, you're all set to put the tire on and take it for a road test. Double check and make sure that you don't have any brake fluid leaking. If the pedal is still soft, you want to do a complete brake bleed procedure. Now you're going to top off the fluid, take the cap off. Pull that to the side. Put that back on. Make sure it's up to the max line. Put the cover back on. Take this cover. Put it in position. Push that down. We're going to put this screw in. Get that started. Tighten that down. And all the wing nuts. Just lock those in place. This little lock, get this lined up. Lock that in place. This little rain guard or drip guard. It's going to get positioned right here. That's good. Take the cover, slide that in. Take this lock, push that on. Get the weather strip lined up. Push that on. That's good. Now put the wheel on. Get the hole lined up. Take the lug bolt, get that started. Snug that down. Take the other lug bolts. Get those started. Snug those down. Now we're going to torque the lug bolts to 98 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. And just go around again, double check.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.